Hi, folks. John Finley from LemonadeLXP. We're a digital growth platform that helps financial institutions and fintechs maximize the ROI on the investments they're making in technology. So what we do is we bridge the gap between the fintech and the folks who are meant to use it. So there's two sides to our solution. What you're looking at here is the learning experience platform, and it's designed to turn frontline staff into digital experts who can promote and support your technology. You can see here that the main interface is built in the image of today's most addictive mobile and social games, and we did that because staff generally don't like training because they have an aversion which they've developed in their years of being subjected to dreadful compliance training. So to get them to participate, we morphed it into a game to make it fun. And it does a great job. About 84% of staff will voluntarily participate. So when you're trying to teach tech, one of the first things you got to do is you got to teach folks foundational knowledge about the technology so they can answer the questions that customers are inevitably going to have. Typically, you've done that with long-form content. People tick a box and say they read it. So Lemonade can morph that into a game. So here's that long-form content, and you actually have to read it and pay attention to it and correct the mistakes. So you can't just tick a box that says you read it. You actually have to read it and understand it. And as you correct the mistakes, you get sort of a rating. At the end of this, you'll see that I did pretty well. Admittedly, I've played this game a couple of times. So I got 100, and I earned 30 customers in the booster game. So how well I do in training affects how I progress in growing my bank in the booster game. Had I done poorly, I'd have lost customers, which would motivate me to take the training again, which is how you drive repetition to make the learning stick, essentially. The next thing we need to do is teach people how to use the tech, because in a lot of cases your staff don't have to bank with you. If they don't bank with you, they don't use your tech. So Lemonade has the fastest tools in the world for creating walkthroughs of your technology to guide staff through that tech and the transaction so they develop fluency that they need to be able to be confident enough to promote the tech. And so it's a great way to introduce technology to folks who aren't otherwise using it. Of course, guiding people through isn't always the best way to teach, so the second time you go through the walkthrough, it actually morphs it into a game as well. You got 5 lives and you got to figure out how to deposit a check. When you do it, make a mistake, you lose a life, and when you do it right, you go to the next screen. So it makes it fun for staff to learn and understand your technology, but it also drives repetition. So the last piece in teaching tech, you want people to understand, your staff now understand how to use it. You want them to be able to spot opportunities to promote it to customers. So you can build these role-play scenarios, virtual customer interactions. This guy comes into branch, wants to deposit a check. Great answer would be, sure, to which account? But a better answer is, hey, did you know you could use your smartphone to do that? So I open up the door to a conversation where I can introduce the technology. Lemonade has all its own authoring tools baked in. You can build game-based learning, technology walkthroughs, role-play scenarios, certifications, you name it, without any developers needed. It is rocket fast for creating content. It also has a content repository of ready-made content that we've developed that you can download into your instance to get your Lemonade instance up quickly. You can be up in a couple of days with our solution. So that is the learning experience side designed to turn staff into experts on your technology. Once you've trained your staff and your technology is in the wild, the next challenge is how do you support it to customers? So those same technology walkthroughs that you used for your training, you can take them and put them on a branded, searchable, WCAG compliant hub that's customer facing. So this is US Bank's version. And it's the same walkthroughs of their technology, but it's customer facing so they can be accessed. Now this can be it's used in a bunch of different ways. Branch staff use it to tell customers, show customers how easy it is to bank digitally. It's linked off the website so folks don't have to call your contact center. But if they do, a contact center agent can use it to search for a relevant walkthrough. Let's say you called and you said you're having trouble with something. I can go say, oh, where are you having trouble? Oh, I'm having trouble with contact options. I can go right to the screen you're having trouble with, walk you through the remainder of the transaction, shorten the talk time, improve the customer experience. So it's branch, it's website, it's contact center. It's also nested into chatbot and interactive voice response so you can deflect calls away from your contact center to the Digital Academy. It's also used for new customer onboarding. Each of the headers on one of these academies that you create with our tool, if clicked on it, it curates a bunch of transactions that you can send out. So a new customer joins their financial institution, you can send out a link to walkthroughs of the most common transactions they do in the first 30 days to give that white glove customer service and onboard them properly. It's also used for marketing. You can pipe these into your social channels, your product pages, all that kind of stuff. So there's a ton of use cases for this. So as I said, this is US Bank's version. Here's TD Bank's. These are all authored in our tool. It's really literally the fastest way to author this stuff. Here's Educators Credit Union. You can see it's a different look and feel. Here's Rock Valley Credit Union. These guys even put up some Spanish walkthroughs. And then fintechs use it as well. Here's Neural Payments. So they're using it, creating walkthroughs that sales can use to send after they do demos so that their prospects can actually play around with the technology and get familiar with it. They're also using it to train and support end users and staff at their customers. So the fintech, when they roll it out, they need to train staff so that they can promote the technology to maximize that ROI and usage. So you can build a digital academy to support your customers and their end users. So used by tons of different financial institutions and fintechs. The last piece I want to show you today, this is kind of our, we affectionately call it our nerd sandbox. So this is our own digital academy with the kind of new stuff we're coming out with. So we recently
tap the main menu.
Put in an AI authoring tool.
Tap
so
TD for me.
When I author this, I literally just type in all the guiding text I want. Now there's an AI robot that
TD
reads.
For me is your key to staying informed about everything TD Bank offers.
That reads all the stuff that I write.
Experience with notifications about features and programs.
And so that's baked in to the platform now. So anytime you author, you can opt to have voice. The other thing we've done is we've taken some of the game-based learning modules and externalized them, made them AOTA compliant, so that you can do things like teach financial literacy, cybersecurity, fraud, that kind of stuff. And you can make it fun for customers of your financial institution to learn about these subjects. Because our customers were always saying, the Lemonade's so cool, can we use it to train customers? And we couldn't before, because you had to be authenticated, but now you can using externalized game-based learning. So thanks very much for your time, and I hope you have a good show. Thank you.